Alright, well, as you can see, I got my Causality Crossfire 01 and 02 WARCRY and Flame Blast in today from TFsource. They're the updated, or supposed to be original characters in the Crossfire universe, and they're both pretty cool. The packaging nice. This one we're going to focus on CA-01 WARCRY. Go ahead and put Flame Blast off to the side. Now the packaging here was really nice. It's really nice packaging. Just to show it off, you got pictures of the robots in various positions on the back. And some really nice artwork. Just really well designed. It's not as big. I mean, it's still not. It's bigger than you'd think for just the one small character, but it's really nicely done. It would look great displayed, just like that. And inside, you get in the plastic tray, you get WARCRY himself, and his weapons over here, and just a basic sparse tray. They could have made this a little shallower, I guess, seeing as how he doesn't come back. So it's a little thick, but other than that, just a nice display packaging. There's a little silver piece of reflective cardboard, and on the back, taped to that, is the packet with the instructions and the bio card. There's no real thick booklet explaining the story and showing off the transformations like previous Perfect Effect releases. It's just a little bio card, which is neat. It gives you the basic rundown. He's a berserker system. Basically, the story behind these guys is, if you remember the overlying story for the Bruticus combiner, there was a previous attempt that only a couple of members survived from, and WARCRY and Flame Blast are supposed to be the surviving members. They've got some mental issues, some problems with the process. The instructions are just a simple sheet showing how to transform from vehicle to robot mode. There's nothing on the back. Like I said, there's no fancy booklet. It's a very descriptive sheet. It's a very nice set of instructions using the full color model and then graying out the pieces that are being moved in each step. But not the and it's nice, it's simple, but it's not the full booklet that you're used to getting with Causality. There's nothing wrong with that, or with Crossfire or FansProject. I said there's nothing wrong with that, but just so you know. Alright, now so we're going to look at vehicle mode, and in vehicle mode he's really just kind of a burnt sienna, reddish swindle. There's not a whole lot of difference really in vehicle mode here. And you know, since they're the same mold, and really the only difference aside from the head sculpt on the mold is the weapons. The vehicle itself is identical, so there's going to be a little bit of that. But it's just not as big of a wow factor for me as Flame Blast is from Explorer. It's just kind of a red swindle. And it's not bad. You do get the little turret up top with a little gun that you can raise and lower, a little machine gun hiding up here. Somebody could sit up here and fire. And then a couple of barrels that are just kind of adorning the back. And really, other than that, that's really all there is to vehicle mode. It's not dramatically more painted than Swindle. And it's one area where I think this one kind of falls flat a little bit in vehicle mode. You can actually use him as a, they still has all the ports. Although actually the combiner port on this, maybe to stop the trauma of the combiner process that they mentioned, has been locked off. But that's it's just pressure held in there with pressure. You can pop that out and use the combination joint if you want. But it is neat that they included the little lock piece, at least fiction-wise. Now I've heard reports that they were supposed to be glued in, but apparently they didn't do that. And it's held in pretty tightly with friction. It's not going to fall out, and you're not going to lose it. It is snapped in there pretty good. But it hides up there. So just a neat little. I just think that's a neat little fiction point that. And you see these have little slots in them that allow them to just tab right on here. A couple little clips on the back, and the clip is new, I guess, to vehicle mode. And then this piece is just it comes apart for robot mode to form a couple different weapons. This piece is just there's a little hole, a slot under there, and a tab over here. You tab these two pieces together like that, and then it just plugs into the same hole on top of the Jeep mode as Swindle's gun there, you can see. So, yeah, like I said, nothing drastic over Swindle, really. Just some color and a couple little extra weapons. But a decent Jeep mode. And here's the robot mode of WARCRY. See, he does still have the giant backpack there on his back. There's the locked connector port. And as such, it does make him a little back heavy. Right now, he's staying pretty sturdily. But it doesn't take much for him to, as you can see, just fall over backwards. He's just kind of got his point of balance is actually somewhere right here on his heel, is right about where the center of gravity on his feet. So you can get him to stand okay. And when you put the weapons on, it helps a little bit with forward balance, but he is very, very back heavy, the same way Swindle was. And aside from the new head, he does have a new head sculpt here over Swindle. Oh, come on. Too close? There we go. Now we just kind of got the visored face, but still a vaguely squarish head. But other than that, aside from the paint job, he's the same figure again. And the paint job does change him up a lot more in robot mode than it did in vehicle mode. A lot more differences. Makes him pop a lot more. And as you can see here now, we're having issues with the standing again. The weapons itself, you'd pop the two barrels off, pop the little turret off, and then you separate these pieces. And basically what you do is you flip this gun around this way, fold out this piece, and there's a little piece right here that you push through, and up pops a little laser sight or something over here. You just flip that up like that, and there's a little green laser sight. And then you leave the gun on like this. Now you got two of these barrels, they're exactly the same. I don't know why they gave you two of them, mostly just for even things out, I guess. But they're both exactly the same, but you slide it over the little smaller gun, and then slide it up so these peg right into it, and it makes the right arm gun. And this little peg, there is a little slot right here about halfway up that fits over the tab here and holds it onto his arm pretty well. You just put it into his fist, make sure that tab right there is lined up, and it attaches to his arm quite nicely. And he's got a nice little arm cannon there. And then over here, you put this in his fist, and then this piece, the back tab here, tabs on to this little tab under the arm. The second to lowest one, it's right there, tabs right in, and gives him a little bit of a cannon, I guess. I don't know. Looks like he's got like a punching glove, maybe on that arm. I'm not entirely sure what that weapon's supposed to be, but you can attach it there. Posability is the same as Swindle. The posability is really nice on these guys. Again, allowing for the balance for this backpack, which throws it off a little bit. But you got a lot of good range of movement in all the joints. All that stuff. So a nice little addition to your FansProject shelf if you have one. Like I said, if you'd only get one of these two, I'd get Flame Blast. I think he's the better of the two. But if you're going for completionism, you can get both of them. And like I said, I think they look really good with the old Energon set. If you're looking for a combiner, although you would have to get Swindle, Munitioner, and Explorer as well for the combiner parts. But you could do it. If I had to give him a rating out of 10, I'd give him about a 6.5. But there you have it, FansProject Causality 01 WARCRY.